Hi everyone, it's Sunday, November 21st, time for another HideNet Week in Review. I'm Vera Dordick. Well, the Hide market in Europe saw some stability this week, as did the US market, but in Latin America, prices were down. Nonetheless, let's start with Europe, where Andrea Guolo tells us that while there were some declines reported for a few origins, they were nothing like what we've seen in the past few weeks. This is leading most to feel that the worst is probably over. In the UK, prices were stable and sales were good, actually. Trading took place at 95 cents sterling per kilo for the 36 plus in England, while in Ireland it was steady at 90 cents in euros. With regard to bulls in Europe, prices are down slightly, and this confirms the fact that in Europe, discounts continue to be a good incentive to get sales. Southern German selections were a little weaker, selling at €1.40 per kilo. Looking at European cows, right now they're at a good price level and sales are taking place with good volumes. While looking at the veal sector, everything is unchanged there. In his analysis this week, Andrea updates the outlook for the rest of the year and the start of 2022. And he also takes a closer look at what's going on in the furniture sector right now. Turning to the US market, last week we said it didn't appear to be very busy, which was proved incorrect by the export sales numbers. But this week we're going to say it again and say it was not a busy sales week, and that's because sellers are insisting on steady for steers, and cow producers are well sold right now. Heavy Texas steers in particular, once again managed to stay steady with seasonal weights at $31 to $32. Most steers remained weekly steady, while the cow sector is firm, as we said, and sellers are well positioned. Looking at the combined export sales, which I already mentioned, for the week ending the 11th of November, they were 807,100, which is up by 11% over last week's already robust number of more than 700,000. Looking at combined shipments, they too were higher, totaling 541,400. Slaughter for the week through Saturday, November 20th was a whopping 677,000. Of course, this coming week will be lower because of the Thanksgiving holiday in the U.S. on Thursday. Turning to South America, editor Ronald Guiel says that raw material prices dropped again this week, losing 10 cents to sell at $3.79 per kilo. TR1 was holding steady at $1.02 per square foot. In Argentina, raw material remained steady, but other countries in Latin America saw their hide prices drop, and that was both for raw material as well as wet blue. In other news from Brazil, Brazilian Leather is satisfied with their first ANPIC participation, and the footwear sector says that their international virtual rounds for business generated $4.3 million. From elsewhere in Latin America, Argentina saw clothing and footwear prices jump by over 5% in October. Chile's online sales dropped by double digits except for footwear. And in Mexico, ANPIC, which we already mentioned, it generated sales of 108 million pesos, but that fell far short of the expected 236 million that were to be generated. And finally, Uruguayan leather exports are up by 73% this year through October compared to last year. So that's all we have for tonight. And until next week, good night from HideNet.